about Ms. Holmes, I asked you, did your daughter tell you, did you have a conversation with your daughter about what happened on October 26th of 2018?
Yes, I asked her if she knew anything about that.
Did she tell you what happened? Without? No, she did
Just so
not.
she didn't know.
Have you ever made a statement that is different than that?
I don't know.
Your Honor, we'd object to lack of foundation, calls for hearsay, speculation, unless they can establish that that witness was present.
Thank you. The objection noted. That's what I previously ruled on sidebar. Proceed to your approach.
Showing you your messages from Instagram from February 5th of 2021.
Who was that Instagram? Is that the one the Instagram stands with Portland?
Ma'am,
I don't
sorry.
remember. I don't remember that Instagram.
Look at it.
I already looked at it. You want to show it to me?
So is the
I don't remember that. You showed it to me like 3 times already.
So you don't recall making
I don't
a
recall
statement
making that statement. No.
Excuse me, one at a time, please. Let her finish her answer before you ask the next question.
So you don't recall making that statement?
No, I don't.
So you don't recall saying
Objection.
Sustained.
So, Ms. Holmes, in terms, you said that your daughter didn't tell you.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
So did you ever make a statement that's different than that?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Into the statements that with regards to October 26th of 2018. Is it your testimony to the jury that you remember coming to Fort Lauderdale?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained. Listen, I just want one of you making objections. Whoever's going to handle the
Yes,
witness.
sir.
All right?
I apologize.
Ms. Holmes, is it your testimony you don't remember why you came down?
I told you why I came down.
Okay, why is that?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Ms. Holmes, have you ever let me rephrase. Ms. Holmes, did your daughter ever threaten to cooperate with law enforcement?
Objection.
Sustained.
Ms. Holmes, did you threaten to cooperate with law enforcement?
Objection. Asked and answered.
Different question.
Why don't you come sidebar? I want to see the question, please.
Ms. Holmes, did you ever make any statements about what happened on October 26th of 2018?
Objection. Asked and answered.
I don't know what statement you're talking about. Rephrase the question to a specific.
Ms. Holmes, did you ever make any statements specific to what was happening in the car on October 26th of 2018 prior to the homicide?
Objection.
Thank you. I still come on sidebar, please.
So, Ms. Holmes, I want to ask, were you present when your daughter spoke with law enforcement?
She was 17 and had been present.
No. Do you recall about when that happened?
If she was 17, that had to happen in 2018.
Okay. Without getting into what she said on that. Do you remember where that statement was taken?
No, I don't.
When you came down to Fort Lauderdale, was your daughter concerned for Mr. Dennis?
Objection. Calls for a conclusion on part of this witness.
Based on your daughter's demeanor,
She was
how was she
Objection.
acting?
Sustained.
When you arrived in Fort Lauderdale, and saw Mr. Demons. Did you ask him what happened?
Objection.
What's
Asked
the
and
objection?
answered.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, repeat the question?
When you arrived in Fort Lauderdale, did you ask Mr. Demons what had happened?
No, I did not.
Nothing further.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
You came here and one of your first, let me get it.
Objection, Your Honor, improper.
I haven't asked you.
Excuse me, counsel, you direct your comments to.
I'm sorry, I haven't asked anything yet.
Ask your question.
When you first took the stand, you said, I feel threatened.
Yes, sir, I do.
Who do you feel threatened by?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Kristine Bradley in the prosecutor's office.
This prosecutor.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Anything else to this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Holmes?
Yes.
You said you feel threatened by
Of
me.
course.
Okay. Did you fail to appear for numerous court appearances?
No, you never served me. You lied.
Okay.
You lied to the court.
And with regards to, did you work in Redding, California?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Immaterial.
Overruled.
And so that was a location you were at?
That's why I was chopping her side. Yes.
Okay. And in terms of the prosecution, you have been served on various occasions to testify.
You served me a subpoena on November to be the next week, and I was in California, 10 hours away. It wasn't even served correctly.
And prior to that, you were served with a subpoena in
Never.
February of 2019.
You never served me. You served it to a location I didn't live at anymore.
Do you recall coming to the courthouse in February of 2019?
Objection beyond the scope.
Excuse me.
Anything about the courthouse tonight?
Excuse me. Come sidebar, please.
You even went so far as to hire an attorney
Yes,
to
I
try
did.
not to show up.
I sure did.
And has the state offered you any money?
The state basically has me on a monitor. I have to go to my job with this. It's embarrassing. People think I'm a criminal. The state has run my life.
And in terms of your feelings and ill will towards the state and myself,
I just feel like you lock up innocent people.
and does that influence your testimony today?
It's not influencing my testimony.
Have
No,
you-
I'm telling you.
Have you- that's not-
I don't
that's
understand.
not-
Excuse me, hold on. Only one of you can talk at a time. You ask the question, counsel, you answer it, and when you let her finish her question, and then when she starts answering the question, you let the witness answer her question, all right?
Yes, Your Honor. So that my objection was non-responsive on that one.
Ask your question.
So, Ms. Holmes, in terms of the court order that was issued,
Yes.
you're aware that that was found to be valid?
No, I'm not aware of that at all.
Okay. You hired an attorney to go and represent you at the Fourth District Court of Appeals?
He had to hire an attorney because he tried to get him this far.
And no, that's a false statement.
Objection.
That-
Excuse me, counsel, you're not testifying, all
I
right?
agree on
You
that.
Excuse me, you asked a question, all right? That's it, you asked the question.
And so, Ms. Holmes, with regards to that, you hired an attorney,
Yes.
and you then tried to get any sort of court order requiring you to be here in court thrown out.
No, what I did was I hired an attorney because you were saying you served me the subpoena that you never served.
And that was found to be valid.
You never served me a subpoena that was you never served me.
Oh.
I've never seen a subpoena from you from those addresses that you said you served. Those
So-
are not my addresses.
Your testimony is that you have never been served to appear in court.
Objection
I've
asked
served-
and
I've never
answered.
Sustain, excuse me, sustain.
And so, with regards to your feeling threatened on that, have I ever any sort of physical violence against you?
No.
Okay. Do you have any written threats from me?
It's intimidating. You've intimidated me this whole time. As of now.
And in terms of your participation in this case,
Yes.
you understand that you were served a subpoena to appear here today?
You served a subpoena after you arrested me.
And
You served
you
a
have-
subpoena at the jail when I
and
was
you
in
have-
Broward County.
And you understand you were here pursuant to that court order?
I'm here.
And that requires, under the law, to comply with court orders and that
And
compel
I've-
attendance of witnesses.
I've been complying.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything further?
No, sir.
Thank you. This witness excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. Your